We're jumping right into these Valentine's iron-on decor ideas, starting with this decorative charcuterie board. I thought this would be a cute idea to serve some chocolate treats for Valentine's Day using the Dollar Tree mini bamboo cutting board. The measurements are right on the packaging, which we'll use to set up the design in Cricut Design Space. I set up the project as a vinyl decal and used the measurements to get a custom size. And then I added this simple heart shape from the shapes panel, increased it to just under 3 inches, and added an offset. So you'll add an offset by clicking Edit and Offset. Once I had my offset, I selected both shapes and used Slice to get the heart outline. And we can go ahead and delete those hearts on the inside. Then I just duplicated the outline a bunch of times to fill the board, and I turned each one in a slightly different direction so they look a little bit random. Once I had the hearts where I wanted, I selected all and used Attach to keep the placement as is for cutting. So here is my cutting board, and I have my decal all cut out and weeded. I'm using some Hobby Lobby iron-on that I had on hand, and here is your reminder to use the mirror function when cutting iron-on vinyl. So I followed the application instructions for the iron-on on the box using my heat press, but I would suggest pressing this for longer if you do this same project, as it does take a little bit longer to stick to the wood. So the first press was just for 5 seconds according to the package, but I did repeat this press 3 or 4 more times. Then I carefully removed the carrier sheet and pressed it again with my Teflon sheet to get the iron-on to finally stick. Just know that time and temperature will vary with different iron-on brands. And here it is finally done. Now also keep in mind that vinyl is not food safe, so the snacks, if you put any snacks on here, should be wrapped or placed on some parchment paper or maybe some cute mini cupcake liners. But how cute is this Valentine snack board for the kids or for you and your Valentine? This next project is cute but also practical, and you'll get some practice using contour in Cricut Design Space. I'm using a cotton flour sack towel to add a decorative touch to my oven, and in Design Space I set up another vinyl decal project and added an image from the Images panel. Now I liked the scalloped edge on this heart, but I didn't want all the small circle cutouts on the inside, so using contour, I removed all the circles. Now, in case you didn't know, the contour tool arranges all cutouts by size, so if you scroll to the bottom of the panel on the right, it's easy to find any tiny parts you don't want to keep in your design. For this design, I also duplicated the heart, creating different sizes, and turned them either every other which way to give it a scattered look. Then once I was happy with it, I selected everything and attached before cutting. Now just a quick tip, if you are using a towel like this one, which is pretty wide, you'll want to fold it before measuring for your design so that the placement lines up correctly. Now I used that same iron-on from the first project, and before pressing it, I preheated my towel and used a lint roller to remove any lint or dust that would prevent the vinyl from sticking. I am using the same settings as for the cutting board, but remember to always use the Cricut heat guide when using Cricut Iron-On, or check the package instructions for any other brands. So I pressed once before letting it cool slightly and removing the carrier sheet, and then I pressed it a second time using my Teflon sheet over the vinyl, and then I opened the towel and pressed once more on the back. I love how subtle this design is, and the peach color will be a nice neutral in my kitchen. The final project is my favorite, and I'm using a flat canvas panel that you can find at Dollar Tree. This one is a print then cut project, and I'm using the Cricut Printable Iron-On, which at first looks and feels like a sheet of paper. It's super thin and not like other iron-on vinyls. But did you know you can add patterns in Design Space and use them to fill shapes and create backgrounds? I added a simple square onto the canvas and made it to the size of my canvas panel. Then on the top panel, we need to change the operation to print then cut. Then when you click on the color square, you'll see an option for print type where you can select a color or pattern. We'll click on pattern, and there are already a bunch available in Design Space. But to upload your own, click upload and pattern fill, then upload to search for your file. Now I found these patterns in a set on Creative Fabrica, and I'll link to it below, but you can also edit the patterns once they're on the canvas and really customize your designs. So I'm keeping this heart pattern, and I'm going to add an XOXO image, keeping with the Valentine's theme, using an image from Design Space, which you could also make yourself with custom fonts. Now I resized the image until I liked it and changed it to a print then cut function as well. Then I selected both the shape and the image and clicked flatten to make it into a single printable image. Now be sure to check out my recent print then cut video for tips on maximizing prints using a template so you're not wasting materials. Now I was really surprised at how thin this printable vinyl is, but I love the result. And though it's meant for clothing, it worked beautifully on the canvas panel. And I'm being really careful here when peeling it off the backing because it feels like it could easily tear. Now I used the cotton canvas as the material in the Cricut heat guide when looking for settings for this, and it gave me these settings that you'll see on my heat press. And then I preheated the canvas, and once that's preheated, I'll place the design face up on the canvas. These printable designs are not mirrored. Then I layered the pressing sheet on top, which comes included in the kit, and pressed with firm pressure for 30 seconds. Now, to make sure the canvas didn't warp from the heat, I placed it on the cool table with a heavy book on top until it was completely cool. And I'll give you a better look at this in just a second, but I think this might be my new favorite Cricut material. So comment with a heart emoji if you want to see more ideas. Now I wanted to make this into a wall decor piece, so I added some ribbon to the back of the canvas using some hot glue and added a bow on top for extra cuteness. Let me know which was your favorite Valentine's decor idea and what you've been making with Iron-On vinyl.